This is the road to 2019. Now, I know it's only 2018 and it's only February 2018, but you know what's going to happen in 2019. A general election that everyone is already talking about. It's creating a buzz. You go to any dinner party, you go anywhere, and people are saying, what do you think is happening? Is Mr. Modi coming back? How much is he coming back with? Is it going to be 300? Is it going to be 200? Is it going to be 250? Could it be a Congress government? People are already talking about it. And there's the possibility that it could be advanced. You could actually have an election, maybe all states and the center is going to go at the same time in November or December. That is also a possibility. So on this show, set it in your calendar, 9:30 every Friday. We are going to be sitting here and taking a look to that big general election, which means state after state analysis. We're going to be looking at what the major factors are, interviews with all the big players at the states, chief ministers, cabinet ministers, trying to get their sense of which way it is building up, and some of the top experts analyzing everything that happens. In the weeks where you're actually having by-elections or other major developments, we will, of course, focus on that also at great length. So let me start by welcoming the very special guest we have with us, Sabah Naqvi. It's great to have you with us. Pawan Verma joining us from the JDU, Rajat Sethi of the India Foundation, and Tavleen Singh with us. All experts are going to be joining us here today. And I'm going to be, in just a couple of minutes, going across to Madhya Pradesh for a special interview with Jyotiraditya Scindia. Because, yeah, you know what the straw in the wind this week is going to be? It's going to be those by-elections in Madhya Pradesh tomorrow. 2 seats, both of them, of course, in Mr. Scindia's own stronghold of Guna. But there is a lot at stake. And as you can see from these pictures that we are showing you right now, Jyotiraditya Scindia has spent a lot of time there in Guna, trying to really, make sure that he holds on to both those seats. Shivraj Singh Chauhan has also gone out there and has really put a lot of prestige in trying to get one or maybe both of those seats there. So, yeah, that's going to be important, those 2 by-elections, because Madhya Pradesh itself is important. Now, before I go across to that, let me just come to all of you. Too early to start thinking about 2019?
No, it's never too early. I'm thinking all the time about 2019.
Pawan?
No, not at all.
No, I think
who's winning?
I think the countdown has begun. The question is not whether the BJP loses or reduces its 2014 tally. The real question is the opposition geared to take on the BJP or not? And I think that is a far more important question than whether the BJP will incrementally.
Is it?
Yeah. So, I think, Vikram, I just want to get this out there. The most important question, there is no doubt that Narendra Modi is the most popular leader in India right now. His popularity exceeds that of his party's footprint. The key tactic for the Bharatiya Janata Party is to keep the opposition divided. That is arithmetically, and it's not only happened now. If you look back at the time of even the Vajpayee era, when they started to win in Maharashtra and all of that, you will find that, and Pramod Mahajan and all used to talk about it, keeping the opposition divided is the key strategy.
It used to be the key strategy of the Congress party earlier, keep the opposition divided. Tavleen, perhaps a little more than a year to go for the general elections, but obviously, as you know, this has been the big buzzword because perhaps it could also be advanced. Your sense of how it is looking right now, because it does keep changing every month. 6 months ago, different picture. Today, a slightly different picture. Who knows what's going to happen 2 weeks from now? Which is why we're going to have a weekly tracking of which way the mood is shifting. Tavleen.
Yeah, I wrote in my column, and I believe it to be true, that the loss of those 2 seats in Rajasthan is the beginning of what you're going to see happening in North India. Because in Rajasthan, they got 25 out of 25, right? And they got almost all of Uttar Pradesh and almost all of Madhya Pradesh, etc. I can't see that happening at all. And I see a discontent now on my travels that I never saw before. The Parivartan and Vikas delivery systems are in place, but they're not delivering anything. So, they become a burden. And I find that really is the mood, that they're still hoping that something will happen, and it hasn't happened yet.
It's interesting to hear you saying that, Tavleen. You used to be a very strong supporter of this government when they came in.
No, I'm a supporter of Modi even now, because I was hoping, because, you know, I'm a conservative, I'm one of the few right-wing journalists in this country, and I was really hoping that he would take the Indian economy in a new direction. You know, privatize loss-making companies, really allow private enterprise to grow. And, you know, I'm disappointed that that hasn't happened. But that is not the reason why people at the village level are disappointed. They are disappointed that their lives haven't changed. Okay. And I remain a supporter. If I have to compare him to Rahul Gandhi, give me Narendra Modi anytime, huh?
Give me Narendra Modi over Rahul Gandhi anytime. And that might well become one of the big themes of the 2019 election. You know, it's not just about what the BJP, both Pawan and Sabha put their finger on it. It's not just about what the BJP is doing. It's also what is the opposition doing, and can the opposition provide an alternative? Now, Rajat, I don't want to, let's just set the stage for this before I go across to Madhya Pradesh. Let's just look at the battlefield or the battleground in a certain sense, and I want you to help us understand this. You know, there is one factor that I'm sure the BJP is keeping in mind, and Amit Shah must be thinking about this every day, because this is the map of what happened in 2014. The 2014 stunning result for the BJP was essentially the story of these 12 states where the BJP completely swept. And I'm going to put up the map for you out there. Take a look at what happened. It was almost an unprecedented result in these states. Out of the 331 seats out here, BJP alone got 256, and then its allies added to that. So it was virtually a sweep. Here it is. Uttar Pradesh, 71 out of 80. Rajasthan, 25 out of 25. Gujarat, 26. Madhya Pradesh, 27 out of 29. Chhattisgarh, 10 out of 11. Bihar, BJP alone, 22 out of 40. And then you add the allies, the figure goes into the 30s. Maharashtra, 23 out of 48. Just for the BJP, add the Shiv Sena to that, because there were allies out there. Karnataka, 17 of 28. Jharkhand, 12 of 14. Delhi, all 7. Assam, 7 out of 14. Uttarakhand, all 5. Himachal, all 4. This was really a story of the BJP and its allies in Bihar and in Maharashtra, virtually sweeping all these states. So I'm going to come back to all of you in a couple of minutes to look at that particular map, because the key question perhaps in 2019 will be, to what extent can the BJP hold on to this fortress? Next question will be, how can the BJP expand into other areas, the northeast? And we'll get a test of that perhaps next week when we're back here doing the show. But let's go across to Madhya Pradesh for a minute. Jyotiraditya Scindia there. As I said, heavy campaigning, major campaigning took place out there. He's really staked a lot, as in fact Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Jyotiraditya Scindia, thank you for joining us on the road to 2019. You know, Rajasthan by-elections, perhaps, you know, big news for the Congress party, the results that we saw out there. Now, these two, of course, are both by-elections in an assembly area in your own stronghold. But are you thinking that the Rajasthan results can be replicated here?
Well, that only time will tell. I have great belief in the people of this area, and I am very confident that this will be a positive vote, a vote for progress, a vote for development, a vote in the belief for the future development of not only Kolaras and Mungauli, but for the state of Madhya Pradesh. People in Madhya Pradesh today are desirous of a change. They are sick and tired of this government that believes in making announcements and nothing else apart from announcements.
We will obviously get the answers to a lot of what happens when the voters actually turn out. Now, we've also been looking at the overall, you know, picture leading up to 2019. And I guess the first question that occurs to everybody is that will there really be a challenge to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's still the most popular politician in the country? Who can provide challenge to him?
Well, I think that fact is already staring us in the face. I think economic growth, the way it has slumped, agrarian distress, the environment of intolerance, a completely disastrous foreign policy resulting in issues in Bhutan or border, as well as on our eastern and western flanks both, internal security which today is in a shambles, terrorists attacking all our bases. So all the statements that were made by this government have fallen flat on their face. And I believe the people of India are also today looking for an alternative. And I believe that that alternative will be the Congress party along with its allies.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned alternative, and that's what all of our experts have been saying out here. You need an alternative. It's you know, even if there's dissatisfaction with the government, you have to have a really clear alternative. But when it comes to providing that alternative, is Rahul Gandhi good enough? Even when it comes to allies, many players, for example, potential allies may not be as comfortable with him as they are with Sonia Gandhi. So can Rahul Gandhi stitch together a proper coalition that can provide an alternative?
I'm very confident that Rahul Gandhi will lead this coalition. He has already developed very close relationships with many leaders in many parties. Sonia ji is always there as the guiding force. She is still the chairperson of the UPA. She will be the driving force of this coalition as well. And I think it is that combination of Sonia ji as well as Rahul Gandhi that will lead the UPA combination to another victory in 2019.
Okay, you know, the by-elections perhaps are an indicator to which way Madhya Pradesh is going to vote when the state elections come up later in the year. Is that really going to be your personal top priority, making sure that the Congress party wins in Madhya Pradesh?
I think the chances are very bright. Never before in the last 12 to 15 years has the Congress party leadership and rank and file come together so much ahead of the elections. We have been working together for the last 1.5 years. People on the ground leave aside the Congress party workers, but people on the ground today want a change. They're desirous of a change.
Well, of course, there's always the possibility, ever-present possibility or probability of infighting in the Congress party. So is that entire tussle we keep hearing about, fighting between the old guard and the new guard, is that a thing of the past? Can we say that Team Rahul is fully in charge now?
Team Rahul consists of every single person in the Congress party, from the echelons of leadership in New Delhi to our worker on the ground in the village, which I believe is as important, if not more important. From every single age group, from the youth all the way down to our leadership that has had tremendous experience. And I think that whole phalanx of the Congress rank and file today stands solidly behind Rahul Gandhi and his leadership to take India into the next move over the next 5 years.
We'll figure out the rest of the infighting, what happens. But in Madhya Pradesh, where again there's been talk of many potential leaders out there, so who's in charge? Who's in charge in Madhya Pradesh right now?
I think that question has to be answered by the Congress leadership. I certainly do believe that irrespective of who is in charge, it is important that all of us come together with the common goal of not securing power for the Congress party, but with the common goal of securing the lives of our citizens of Madhya Pradesh, 7.5 crore citizens.
All right, Jyotiraditya Scindia, we'll keep a close eye on that on this program as we head towards what could be really important elections out there. But great to have had you on the first episode of Road to 2000.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us. All right, Raja, take us through those states that I actually put out. Where do you think the BJP can match it and not match it?
Vikram, Prime Minister Modi is one man who, the day he entered into office as a Prime Minister, he began thinking his calculations about 2019. And as anybody who analyzes politics, you would know politics is the domain of the opposition always. And the incumbent always does the micromanagement to retain power where it exists. So you're talking about the 331 seats. I'm sure the party has been working very closely, managing the state of affairs in each of these seats. Then there'll be ups and downs for sure. But as and when they were planning for 331 seats, there were 200-odd seats, parliamentary seats, which were hitherto not the main focus of the party. And they have put in an enormous amount of organizational might behind these 200 seats to recuperate for any ups and downs that they might see in the 331 seats. And that is where the entire calculus fits in really well for Prime Minister Modi.
Okay.
And he...
So, just so that in case you drop in these areas where you're really strong, make sure you can make up.
Yeah, there are 200. There's almost half of India, okay, which was till now not being saturated by the BJP politics, and now they are building up organizations bottom up.